I sold all of my stocks on Robinhood. Goodbye to Robinhood, goodbye to all those dividend paying companies that I said I would never sell. We started this challenge back in September and I added $1 for every single person that subscribed. I sold all my stocks on Robinhood. So if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up video to cheer me up. Thanks. All right, let me go over why I sold all my stocks on Robinhood. And if you're just starting out with investing, or maybe you have some experience, I want to go over my 2 favorite brokers, and maybe you can see from this video which one you like more and which one better suits your strategy. I personally am still going to be using Robinhood, but for a different purpose, which we'll go over later in this video. So I like to use Vanguard, M1 Finance Now, and Robinhood as my main investment vehicles when it comes to the stock market. I'll go over everything right now. We're going to keep this video short and sweet. Let's get straight to the point. So let's go over the pros and cons of each broker. So Robinhood doesn't have dividend reinvestment yet. And number 2, no fractional shares yet. They announced it. I'm on the waiting list. Hopefully you're on the waiting list. The main reason why I left Robinhood is because it's more active. I need to be actively on there, which I don't mind as of now, but I wanted to build something more passive. I wanted to know that I have the option of leaving this as a machine in the background, investing for me, constantly reinvesting my dividends without me being there. And M1 Finance gives me that option now. Robinhood might in the future, but as of now, it doesn't. And also, I like that on M1 Finance, you can invest in your entire portfolio. So everything's divided into percentages. So I could say there's 10% of my portfolio invested in McDonald's. If McDonald's shares drops, and now only 8% of my portfolio is McDonald's because their value dropped in comparison to the rest of my profile, my next investment into M1 Finance, it'll automatically fill up that McDonald's hole and bring it back up to 10%. I really like that feature, and I don't see it on Robinhood. Maybe they'll implement that too, but then they'll basically be M1 Finance and Robinhood Now combined, which would be amazing. So I'm keeping both platforms just in case, but I'm focusing right now on M1 Finance. You can always do an account transfer. I don't know the exact term for what it is, but if you just look at the settings in M1 Finance or Robinhood, they do balance transfers where you don't have to sell all of your stocks and pay taxes and then buy them again, and maybe you buy them more expensive or something happens in between. You can just literally transfer all your stocks over to your new broker, so it's not a big deal. So I sold them all because it was only like a $3,500 portfolio. Don't really care. Sold them all. I had a bunch of different stocks on there. I got more focused on M1 Finance, which you will see in a future update video of my focused investments. So let's go over what I like about Robinhood that M1 Finance does not have. Number 1, full control of your investing. You buy at whatever price you want. You can set a limit price. You can buy a stock, put a stop limit. You can trade options. You can put puts, calls. You have full control. Versus on M1 Finance, there's like a buying window where it's like, okay, you'll buy at 7 a.m. today, and if you have the Plus membership that you pay more for, you buy at 12 noon. I don't really like that because if I'm planning to buy a company at a certain price, but it doesn't do it until 7 a.m. the next day, maybe the price will change so much that I'm not getting as much value. But I like that it's automated, and for those who just dollar cost average into the market, meaning you just put money in consistently and average your price in, it doesn't really matter. So for that purpose, for dividend growth investing, I don't really care that much. But if I was buying maybe Facebook or Amazon and I wanted in at a certain price, maybe I wanted to do a swing trade, maybe, I don't know, the market overreacted to some bad news about Facebook, like when those privacy leaks came out, and I made a video on it a long time ago, and Facebook was well below the 150s. That was a blessing deal, and I loaded up. Grateful that I made a lot of money on that. That is an opportunity that I like to use Robinhood for, and just load up the truck, dump money into the stock, hold it obviously, and put a limit sell maybe at 200 or wherever I want to exit. I'm going to pull this out. I don't want to make this an extremely long video. I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible without being super boring. But yeah, so there we go. I have things written down here too. So day trading is simple on Robinhood. It's really simple to day trade on there. Enough said. You know, day trading is when you buy and sell within the same day. If you have under $25,000 in Robinhood, then day trading kind of sucks because you can only do 3 within a rolling 5-day period or whatever it is. But if you have 25,000, you do infinite day trades. Little tip here, when I used to day trade a lot, I don't do that anymore. I don't recommend it. but if you are going to do it, on a day, let's say you hit 3 within a 5-day period and you know you're gonna get banned, that day you basically have unlimited day trades. And I remember at one point, I had less than 25 grand in my portfolio and I was day trading and I hit that limit. But then I was like, okay, let's see what happens if I try again on the same day. I hit another day trade. I hit another day trade. I did like 40 day trades in one day. 40 day trades on a under $25,000 portfolio. Now, did it benefit me? Not really. It just stressed me out more. But it's nice to know if you are going to go out, you might as well go out hard. So there you go. Random tip. All right, so let's go over M1 Finance. Let's go over its cons first, right? I like to start with the cons because you want to know what's bad. Then we'll get into the pros. Number one, you have a lack of control. You just set up your entire portfolio, and that's basically it. You're basically creating your own ETF. You're creating your own mutual fund. And once you set it up, you just add money, and it just spreads out through all of them. Now, you can go into the pies, open every single pie, and you know what? I should be screen recording this. So we're in the Freedom portfolio. I'm scrolling over the consumer section. I have it divided up into 4 different sectors: consumer, real estate, industrials, and healthcare. Obviously, there's 11 sectors in the stock market, but I only have 4 right now. And that's because I really wanted to start it off concentrated. I'll show you my holdings now, even though this is not a portfolio update. McDonald's, Realty, Pepsi, 3M, Johnson & Johnson, and Coca-Cola. So if you look at this, I only have 6 stocks with 4 grand. You can see here, I have everything diversified into these pies right here. And you can see what's underweight, what's overweight. And you can see I want 40% in consumer. I want 20% in real estate. I have targets and then my actual percentages. So when I hit consumer, we can see I have 3 companies in there. I want 70% of that money to go to McDonald's. I want 29% in Pepsi. And it's really easy to edit. You just go on here, hit edit. And you can just change the numbers to whatever your liking is. If I want to make McDonald's 65% and I want to make this 34%, I can. You might be wondering why I have Coke so low. It's because I started off, I think, with too much money in it, and I just don't see great value in it. Honestly, this entire portfolio, it's really hard for me to find value. The only thing I think that's valuable in this entire portfolio that I got for a good deal is 3M. That's the only stock in here out of all my holdings that I think is a good deal. So it jumped. We had 3,600 on the last update. Now we're at 4,000, and that's because I'm changing the strategy. Now I'm just going to be adding $100 every single week to this portfolio, to this Freedom portfolio. I think that's more consistent. That's better because sometimes maybe I'll gain 50 subscribers in a week, and then the next week I'll gain 30, and then the next week 100, and then the next week 10. That isn't really dollar cost averaging into the market. It's not consistent. And consistency is key to making the best gains in the market. I'll make another video on that too. There's a story about 3 different people. One invested in the best time, the worst time, and consistently. I'm sure you've heard this before, but if you haven't, you'll see it in the future video where I do an entire portfolio update when I add more stocks to this. But as of now, this is how it's looking. If we go to Robinhood, I sold everything, and you can see now I just have Amazon, Netflix, and Facebook. Pure growth stocks. Different strategy here. Totally different. I like this better because I like having my growth stocks and that strategy in one platform, and then my dividend growth stocks and that strategy in one platform, and then my retirement plan in a totally different brokerage like Vanguard. So you can do it however you would like. Some people would like it all in one platform. They just want everything clean in one system. That's fine. My brain likes it like this. I think M1 Finance is best for dividend growth investing. I think Robinhood is best for day trading and swing trading, even though I don't really day trade. I'm just swing trading here. If you see, basically, I just bought 1 share of each of these. I'm just dipping my toes. Same thing here. I'm just dipping my toes into dividend growth investing. But soon, this portfolio will grow massively. So that's that. That's why I switched to M1 Finance. A very good pro of M1 Finance that I really like, that I might use in the future, is this borrow feature. This ability to borrow against your own brokerage. Now I can't do it because obviously there's not 10 grand, but in the future there will be way more than 10,000 in here. You can borrow money against your own portfolio up to 3.25% or 3.5%, which is very low interest rates. Instant access, I like this. Withdraw funds and you pay back anytime. So 35% of your portfolio. If you have 10 grand in there, you can borrow $3,500 and just pay back this low interest rate. I like this because the money in here that's being invested, you're probably getting more than a 3.5% interest rate. So it only makes sense for you to borrow against it. So here we go. We can see my entire portfolio here. If this was at, let's say, $10,000, $20,000, I can borrow $3,500, $7,000 for whatever I need if I ever needed that money. I like knowing that M1 Finance gives you the option to borrow. Now, there is margin trading, which I don't really care for. I don't look at too much because it's risky. Warren Buffett says, if you are smart, you don't need it. And if you're dumb, well, you're going to lose a lot of money. Something like that. So yeah, that's another benefit of M1 Finance. Robinhood has Robinhood Gold, which you can borrow a lot of money to buy more stock, but M1 Finance literally gives you a cash loan to do whatever you want with, as long as it's 35% of your portfolio. That's very powerful. This is how the wealthy and the banks function with their money. The banks have all their money working, getting the highest interest rate, and they might just borrow money at a lower interest rate. This is how money works. This is really how you manage true wealth. Finally, an update to the Robinhood challenge. Obviously, now you know we're not doing $1 per subscriber. I'm just going to be adding $100 per week as of now. Slowly, I'll be increasing that to $200, $300, $400, $500 a week. And from there, I'll just be adding it to the portfolio, buying more dividend stocks, building that passive income, keeping you updated on it. I'm excited to grow this portfolio. I'm excited to start it from scratch. You can see how I started from scratch right over my shoulder. I'm going to show you everything, every stock I have. I'm not hiding anything. There's no course you have to buy. You don't have to pay me anything. It's all on there for free. If you want to support me, there's always a free stock on Robinhood in my descriptions. And now there's going to be an M1 Finance link. If you sign up with the M1 Finance link, you get $10 once you fund it with $100 because that's the minimum to fund it. If you don't want to fund any money, Robinhood is just a free stock, nothing attached. You just take your free stock. My friend used it. He got JP Morgan and Chase. Lucky him. I never got a stock that big. But M1 Finance, you'll get $10 extra. I think now in the month of January, you'll get $20 and I'll also get $20. So it's a win-win situation. I like doing these. I like having these in the description. I don't advertise them very much. I don't really talk about it. I don't say, hey, sign up for the free stock. I don't want to push anything on you. But anything you do see in my description, any type of affiliate link, it benefits you and it does not hurt you in any way. You're not paying any more. I don't want it to negatively affect you. I like to create win-win situations. So if you see my Amazon links, you can see what equipment I use to make these videos, even though this backdrop is horrible and whatever. If you like this, if you want to know what camera I use, you can just click it below. And if you buy anything on the Amazon store in 24 hours or so, I get a small commission. I've been getting a little bit of passive income off the associates. Thank you to everyone that does click on those links. Robinhood and M1 Finance, I think those are great. I think if you sign up on your own without using any type of link, you don't get a free stock, so why not use my link or anyone else's, a friend of yours? It doesn't have to be me. I like win-win situations. I've gotten a lot of emails, surprisingly, even though this channel is only at like 3,500 subscribers, 3,600, I've gotten a lot of emails with affiliate offers to host, hey, talk about my product for the first 1 or 2 minutes of the video, and we'll pay you X amount of money, we'll give you X amount of commission. But I don't believe in sponsoring or supporting things that aren't in line with my vision. I want this channel to be clean and about providing value. I like to make this as a passion. I like to do this out of my heart. So when you watch this video, I want you to know you're just getting what's in my head. I'm just sharing my knowledge. I'm sharing my journey. I'm a normal person like you, right? Me and you, we're no different. I just like to keep it real. I wouldn't want anyone giving me an affiliate link to something that won't help my life. I wouldn't appreciate it. So I treat you the way I want to be treated. So that's enough of that. One more update too, dividend stock analysis video. A lot of you commented that on previous videos. That will be up soon. I'm working on it. I really want it to be thorough. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but if you watch that video all the way through, you'll have a good grasp on how to analyze dividend paying stocks. So yeah, to those of you in the previous video who commented, oh, your portfolio size is the same as your subscriber size. Yeah, that was the point. It was $1 per subscriber, but now that's changing. We're going to be aggressively funding this. It's all going to change. I'm excited for 2020. I'm excited for what this year is going to bring. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, oh, I'm so bad at asking for this. I'm going to cut this in to the beginning of the video. To the very beginning of the video. All right. I sold all my stocks on Robinhood. So if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up video to cheer me up. Thanks. All right. So that's going to be cut into the beginning of the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Notification bell so you know when a new video comes out. Wow, I haven't recorded it in a while, so this feels weird. This feels really weird, but I'm just getting back into it. I'll be back. You'll see my face a lot more. But until then, see you in the next one. Peace.